Welcome to this explainer, everyone. We're skipping the usual environmental lectures today and diving straight into something you care about way more, your operational margins. If you're managing heavy-duty transport right now, you know the squeeze. You've got fluctuating fuel costs, tightening urban regulations, and razor-thin margins keeping you up at night. So today, we're going to analyze a very specific data-driven scenario to see exactly how electrification is completely rewriting the profitability playbook across Europe.
Okay, look at this number, 8,030 euros. What if I told you that over a standard 25,000 kilometer European tour, you could save exactly that amount on operational costs? Literally just by changing the engine in your truck. That is pure operational margin going straight back into your business. Let's dive right into this and see exactly how these numbers break down, because this isn't just theory, it's the reality of modern European logistics.
But, before we hit the road on this virtual tour, we kind of need to reframe how we look at the electric vehicle. It's not just some green initiative. It's a massive operational upgrade. Think about the total silence. That's not just nice for the driver's ears. It actually unlocks night deliveries and gets you right into historical city centers without triggering noise restrictions. Plus, you get instant torque, which means way less mechanical stress and smoother acceleration even when you're fully loaded. But the real game changer for fleet managers? The low maintenance. You're looking at a massive 30% drop in maintenance costs. Why? Because you're totally eliminating oil changes, those crazy complex transmission systems, and all the exhaust after treatments. No more AdBlue, no more diesel particulate filters. The whole shebang is just simpler.
And the underlying physics of an electric motor? They directly translate to your balance sheet. Get this, an electric motor converts over 90% of its energy directly into movement. A traditional diesel engine? It's hovering around 30 to 40% efficiency. And the rest is just wasted as heat and noise. So this huge leap in efficiency drastically reduces your total cost of ownership. Plus, it completely shields your business from all that unpredictable geopolitical fuel volatility. Add in the perks of becoming the go-to zero-emission partner for corporate clients with strict ESG goals and getting guaranteed access to those increasingly strict zero-emission zones, and, well, it's really a no-brainer.
All right, let's put these concepts to the test and map out our journey. Milestone 1. Germany, covering our first 0 to 5,000 kilometers. This right here is the absolute ultimate proof of concept for electric fleet savings.
Honestly, Germany basically illustrates exactly why it is the holy grail for electric trucking right now. Over just 5,000 kilometers here, you save a staggering 2,815 euros compared to a diesel equivalent. How? Well, Germany has heavily incentivized this transition by offering a nearly 100% exemption from the Maut, their national highway toll, specifically for zero-emission vehicles. So of that 2,815 in savings, roughly 1,750 euros comes from avoiding that toll alone. Combine that with some pretty competitive industrial energy rates, and going electric is absolutely the most solid, undeniable industrial choice on the German market.
Moving right along to milestones 2 and 3, France and Italy, taking us from 5,000 up to 15,000 kilometers. As we cross the border and drive south for the next 10,000 kilometers, the energy landscape shifts dramatically. We leave the heavy toll exemptions of Germany behind us, sure, but the competitive advantage of the electric powertrain definitely persists. Let's look at how local energy policies impact the bottom line, because there's a really fascinating contrast here. In France, fleet operators leverage a highly stable, low-cost national energy grid that's dominated by nuclear power. That gets you an impressive 1,605 euros in operational savings over 5,000 kilometers, all backed by a huge network of high-power charging stations. Now, compare that to Italy. Italy has noticeably higher electricity costs, which squeezes that immediate operational margin down to about an 880 euro saving. But wait, Italy compensates for this tighter margin by offering super aggressive local incentives for both the initial purchase and the ongoing maintenance of the vehicles. It's a completely different economic model, but you're still firmly in the green.
Next up, milestones 4 and 5, Spain to Poland, finishing out our 15,000 to 25,000 kilometer stretch. For this final leg, we drop down into the sunny Iberian Peninsula and then traverse all the way back across the continent to Europe's central logistics hub.
Let's look at how Spain and Poland stack up. Spain offers this amazing, unique geographical advantage, an abundance of cheap, often self-produced solar energy. This makes electric transport incredibly advantageous, especially down in the southern regions, yielding about 1,370 euros in savings per 5,000 kilometers. On the total flip side of the continent, Poland presents a different scenario entirely. Even though their national energy mix is still heavily reliant on fossil fuels and is in the middle of decarbonizing, the raw, low operational costs of electricity versus diesel still let fleet operators save €1360. This is a massive deal because Poland houses the largest logistics fleet in all of Europe. These savings are accelerating their transition right now, completely regardless of the grid's current carbon footprint.
Now, looking at this data all mapped out visually, you can really see how geographically diverse these operational margins are. Germany is just towering over the pack thanks to that Maut toll exemption, making it an absolute no-brainer for routes crossing German territory. But even down at the lower end of the spectrum with Italy, you're still generating significant operational capital just by driving. The big takeaway here? There is literally no major European market right now where driving electric is more expensive operationally than driving diesel.
Let's strip away the charts for a second and see how this builds into the raw fundamentals. When we compare the raw fuel data side by side, the truth is pretty wild. Check this out. A diesel truck in Germany will cost you roughly €4,375 in fuel and tolls just to move 5,000 kilometers. The electric equivalent? A mere €1,560. We are talking about cutting your variable operational costs by nearly 2/3 in the optimal use case. The economic argument for transitioning your fleet is no longer some distant futuristic idea. It is absolutely undeniable, right here, right now.
So, over our entire 25,000-kilometer European journey, all those localized advantages, from the German toll exemptions to the French nuclear energy to the Spanish solar power, they all combined to give us our grand total of €8,030 saved. As this explainer proves, the electric truck isn't just an environmental checkbox anymore. It is a vital economic priority for the survival and growth of modern logistics. The tech is ready, the infrastructure is scaling, and the math checks out flawlessly. I want to give a huge thank you to all the fleet operators, logistics managers, and dedicated listeners for joining me on this explainer today. So the real question I'm leaving you with is this. Looking at these margins, how much longer can your business actually afford to wait before making the switch?